So just following up on the question everybody wants to know, who's going to be the starting quarterback on Saturday?
Ben Bolch.
Oh, that's newsworthy.
It is very newsworthy. And it's a heavy run emphasis.
Wait, but am I involved in the run?
A lot of QB power.
A lot of handoffs. There's a lot of handoffs, but I think you can get us in the right package.
No QB sneak, nothing.
I think you can do a QB sneak. I wouldn't
With
put
a
it
big
down
push
on
from
it. With a
behind?
big push. With a big push. So, again, we get till Friday when we get through the whole week, and then we sit down and go through rotations about everybody at every position. We're going to do this every week. So.
But just to confirm, it sounded like you said after the game, Colin's going to
Yeah,
play.
Colin's going to play.
So all
as long as Colin doesn't get injured between now and Friday.
So we'll probably see all three of those guys then?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
You had a guy like Kamari Ramsey get his first start.
Mm-hmm.
What was his performance like? What do you just think of his journey?
Yeah, we're really, really happy with where Kamari is right now. I thought he had an outstanding offseason for us. Played in 4 games for us last year, and with the new red shirt rule, we were really conscious. He played in the second to last game of the year, which was game 3. Then we held him out so that we could play him in the bowl game. So he didn't play in the Cal game, but then he played in the bowl game for us. But we got a chance to maintain his red shirt year, so he has 4 games experience last year. And then we thought he played really well in his first extended playing time against Coastal. And so I think he's got a really, really bright future here. And we're excited, and obviously the safety position, we have some returners on defense, but losing Mo and Blay, 2 stalwarts for us that were back there for a long time at the safety spot. We had Kenny Churchwell, who's played a lot of snaps, and Alex Johnson, but to have Kamari come along, like he's come along, has been really good for us.
And you had another guy like Josh Carlin make his first start, another Sierra Canyon guy. Just talk a little bit about his performance.
Yeah, Josh has worked extremely hard through his career here. We've had some depth in the offensive line. He had two of our guards last year got drafted in the 4th round and the 5th round, and Johnny Gaines and Neil Maffey. And so Josh has worked extremely hard and has really earned it. And we thought he played well in his first extended playing action for him. Now he's played before snaps, but this is the first real extended playing action for Josh. So.
Star running backs are usually known for being, a lot of them for being brash. I mean, there's a long history of that. But J. Michael, very humble and quiet, doesn't seem to do a lot of trash talking. How refreshing is that to see a player of his caliber just kind of play the game, keep to himself, and just enjoy it?
I think everybody's personality is, whether I wouldn't term anything refreshing, not refreshing. It's just as long as they're authentic and who they are on a daily basis, on a consistent basis, is what they are. J. Mike's been great. In terms of his work ethic, his attention to detail, really, he's really precise in everything he does. He's a great practice player. Really, wants to work on his craft and has that kind of NFL professional mentality that every day that he comes out here on the practice field or be in the weight room or in the meeting rooms, he wants to get better. And he's always working to constantly get better. He's always asking questions. But we're really pleased with where he is right now, and he's been a big addition to our wideout room.
As you continue to evaluate the quarterbacks, how beneficial is it to see them in a road environment for the first time?
Yeah, that's another challenge, and I think that's a really good point. Getting a chance to go on the road for the first time here, into a new stadium. I've heard it's a really nice place. And, obviously, San Diego State has a really good following, so we expect a full house down there this week. So. It'll be a challenge just because of the talent of San Diego State itself. They've been one of the top teams in the Mountain West for a while. Brady does a really good job with those guys, but the chance to get our guys to play on the road is a new experience for them. And obviously we're going to have to go on the road in the league. So to get one under our belts before we have to do it in league play is a real positive for us.
What's the scouting report on that? Obviously, it looks like they have a good run game. What have you seen out of them? 2 games. You got 2 games of film.
There's 2 games of film. They played Ohio University in the opening game, and Ohio University had one of the top quarterbacks in the country, and they knocked him out of the game. And they did a really good job forcing turnovers. They're the same they've always been. They're a very, very strong defensive football team. They've been that way for a while now. And then offensively, it's a little bit more of a run-operated game right now. Quarterback was the leading rusher last week. He's a really, really good athlete. Was a converted safety. He's done a lot of damage with his legs. But they do have some talented wideouts and tight ends that I think we have to be conscious of in terms of what they can do in the pass game. But they're a really well-coached team. They're sound in every phase. They have an outstanding kicker. Someone who goes to watch this can really kick the ball. So you're going to have to be on top of it in all 3 phases, offensively and defensively, especially.
brought up the new stadium, Snapdragon. Do you reach out to Mountain West coaches across the league to see what the stadium's like, or is it just like any other game for you?
No, I mean everything's like any game. I mean we study what's the latitude and longitude of the stadium. Is it a north-south stadium? Is it east-west? How the sun sets? We're kicking off at 4:30. What time does the sun go down? Where will the sun be? Tracking some of those things. So we're conscious of what the stadium's like.
Ale, is there an update on him?
Yeah, he's unavailable today, but he's here.
What for Saturday?
I'm not sure. We'll get till Friday and figure that out.
You mentioned Colin was banged up going into camp. What was that injury?
He was unavailable a couple days in camp.
Fully recovered now, or still?
He's full go.
Ryan Cragen played a lot of snaps on Saturday and doing a lot of different things, but some lead blocking, it looked like, on some of these plays.
Yeah, he's going to block a DB on one side to a DB on the other side. So, we're not going to have Ryan go block a inside linebacker or a defensive end, even though I think he'd want to. But he's a kid that came in here a year ago, took advantage of the COVID rules. He's an Ivy League kid. In the Ivy League, you can't redshirt. So he had extra eligibility. Graduated from Penn. I think he was in the Wharton School of Penn. Graduated from Penn, came here. Didn't have spring ball a year ago, so just got here for camp last year. But because of the extra year eligibility, really showed up in the springtime and in the off season, and has worked extremely hard and earned every snap that he got the other night. Can do a lot of things. He's a really good route runner. He's smart. But he's also a tough physical guy, so he can really help you in the run game. So we're really pleased where he is, and another guy that's added depth and really, as we develop that wide receiver, when he's done a really nice job there.
And then was it Kanye Clark in a regular jersey the other day? And what have you seen out of him?
Yeah, Kanye's done a really nice job. Obviously, he's a freshman, so we're really conscious with those guys in terms of you don't want to play them for a snap or two in a game, or really 5 snaps in a game, because it counts. The other guys, it doesn't count in terms of being able to redshirt him. So, but he's really pushing for. We had a conversation last week about him. We'll have a conversation this week, I would imagine, on Friday, about Kanye, where he fits in the mix and how many snaps would he get. But just a really bright spot for us in the secondary, because he's a really talented player, and I think he's going to play a lot of football for us.
Did you award any scholarships? We usually ask toward the end of camp. Anybody get awarded scholarships?
No, we're at 85. So.
Okay. And what about, did anybody get the Nick Pasquale jersey, or how did that?
His name is Alex Johnson.
Oh, he'd already had it.
Yeah, so he still has it. So we don't take it away from. So we'll wait till Alex graduates. So just Ethan graduated, and then Alex has it, and we're fortunate. I know he's another kid because of the COVID rules, where Alex is back for another year. So Alex has played an outstanding game for us the other night. It has been fantastic for us. So Alex will always wear that. Whoever gets that will wear that until their eligibility is up, and then we go to the next guys.
Obviously, you've mentioned that you're going to wait, toward the end of the week as far as the rotation goes. But just given how the first game played out, as the later the game gets going, is it tougher to, get your quarterbacks in, knowing how, again, those shorter plays or the shorter drives and everything like that?
No, I think the drive part is something that everybody's learning, and I think the drives are down 10% overall, through the first week. So you got to be really just conscious of that, knowing that you're probably not going to get as many snaps if you don't turn the ball over and you're playing it. I think it's going to be a 10 or 11 play drive game instead of a 13, 14 play drive game. But we're aware of that going in, so I don't see any difference between any other rotation or any other position.
You showed a multi-running back set. I think it was in the first quarter of the game on the weekend. What does it mean to have the running back versatility across the room? You got 4 or 5 guys that are,
Yeah, that's something we've done here in the past. We've run 2 running backs at times when we had Britton Brown and Felt, and then you had Josh and Felt, and then you had Zach and Kaz and Keegan and all those guys. So we feel good about our depth. That's one thing we've talked about at that position. With Carson and TJ, and they got the predominant amount of them. Colson's played a lot of football for us in the past, and then Anthony Atkins got in for his first action, and he continues to get better. The guys that had an opportunity to get here for the spring and then get through preseason camp, as they start to grow and start to get their feet underneath them, I think we'll start to see more people there as we develop that depth. But the ability to get into multi-formation, be a multi-tight end team, be a multi-receiver team, be a multi-running back team, is because you have the depth of those positions.
Thank you.
Okay, guys.
Thank you.